Welcome back, football fans. Once again, you have hit Pay Dirt. I'm your host, Brandon Herriott, a.k.a. B Dirt, with your host, Pay Saunders. Pay, how's it going down in the ATL?
Man, it's going, man. Black Monday. It's a time. As you can see, I'm wearing my Chicago Cubs baseball hat because it's baseball season for me.
Yeah. I'm still living up my college season here. So wearing the bet shirt, feels pretty good after my boys took care of business on Monday night.
I like it.
I saw a stat that I needed to share with you. Michigan played 5 top 20 opponents in its last 6 games. Covered the spread every time. -4.5 at Penn State, -3 versus Ohio State, -21.5 versus Iowa at the Big Ten Championship, -2.5 against Bama, and -5.5 against Washington.
They play this week? I think I'm going to take them.
What's that?
I said, do they play this week? I think I want to take them.
Listen, there's a couple teams I'd like to see them play. But yeah, special season for me, man. That's my first one since 1997. I was at college last time they did that.
Congrats.
Yeah, it's been we went through some thin years. Rich Rod experiment, Brady Hope. It was rough. So glad to have him back.
Tressel trauma,
man. Yeah. Yeah, that guy, Urban Meyer, undefeated against us. It was tough. Tough times. But back on top, I'm happy about it. No more college football to bet this week, though, to watch this weekend. We're going pros only. So from here on out, we're going to break down every game. Tell you what we like, don't like. I've even got a couple of little... I don't know if I'm going to parlay or if I'm going to straight bet some of these alternate lines and some of these, weird picks here, over-unders, whatever we might get into. We're going to deep dive into some of these guys because there's only, 7 games?
Yeah, so there's...
6
games. For those that don't know, since we're going to talk about it all, explain to everybody, what's a teaser?
I'm going to do it, but I want to apologize now if you hear my puppy in the background. I'm solo tonight. I ain't got my girl here to take care of the dog, so he's acting a fool. So I apologize if you hear him. Teaser, right? I grew up with it always being you pick two plays, 2 bets, and you get to add 6 points to each bet. So in let's say in the case of the Browns and the Texans, it's the Texans plus 2.5, over under 44.5. So if I wanted to tease that and take Texans and the over, I'd have Texans over 8.5, and then I'd have Texans plus 8.5, and I'd have the over under at 38.5. But I'd have to win both of them in order to win the bet. Can't win one. Right. I like that when teams are pretty close and you get into the playoffs, they're playing hard, they're playing for a lot of things. I think this is kind of teasing season. I think this is kind of where you see some good advantage in that tease. So that's a good thing for you to bring up right there. And I like the one I just mentioned, oddly enough. Yeah, that's a good one.
What I think about that game, I think that's the closest game, second closest game of the weekend. Houston and Cleveland. Cleveland's going to be playing. Obviously, Joe Flacco's going to be the guy again this weekend. As it's the first game of the playoffs. Houston and Cleveland. So Stroud versus Flacco. I think it can go either way. The only definite that we have is Cleveland's defense will show up. Other than that, We don't know what anything else. I agree with you. This is a game tailor-made for a teaser. Tailor-made, because only thing I know is that this game is going to be rough. Maybe rough for both offenses, but that will it go through? Because the line you said is 2.5. Will it go either way? Anything at 3 and under is either way type season. So for teaser is perfect. How I feel about this, I've more lean towards Texans taking that. I'm more so confident putting the money on the plus 2.5 for Houston.
Yeah, bringing that up to 8.5. Or are you talking about just straight up 2.5?
I would definitely put that up to 8.5. 8.5 is free money to me, but 2.5, I'm not as confident. I obviously is 8.5, but 2.5. If I had to just keep it on the level, I would prefer to put my money plus 2.5 to Houston.
I'll tell you what, I really like this game at 3. I like this game at 3. I really, really like this game at 3.5. I think it's a field goal game. Now, 60% of the money right now on DraftKings is bet on the Browns. So this is one of those things I'm going to wait and we'll keep riding this out. See if we get closer to kickoff time, if we might see that jump to 3 or 3.5, trying to sway some of that money back over to Houston. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But I'm leaning Texans regardless on this one. I've said it earlier in the year. Listen, Joe Flacco's not going to sweat it. I get it. But I also think it's fool's gold. He's had some turnovers that people haven't been able to take advantage of. I like the way Houston Texans are playing. I like D'Amico Ryans a lot. I feel like they could be a tough matchup. Right. And listen, they played them close without C.J. Stroud, with Case Keenum, a few weeks ago. So I think with the familiarity, maybe getting the only thing that's going to be different in this game is C.J. Stroud. So that might be the difference. I do like, however, a Browns prop bet in this. David Njoku over 54.5 yards. That's been the security blanket for your boy at Cleveland. I see him getting at least 65 to – I wouldn't be surprised if he gets 100, but I think he gets at least 65, 75 yards.
Nice. I like the cojones on that one. Okay. All right. I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to try to talk you off of that. I agree. I like Houston bumped up to 8.5, and I like it so much I want to parlay that. But I'm going to tell you what I'm going to parlay with it later because that's a Sunday game. The rest I got for Saturday, not so spicy.
Now, you can always buy that up too. That's always there's you go on here and they'll have our alternative spreads. So you can take less money and get that. I could get that Texans up to 3.5 if I need to feel better about it. I don't like doing that very often. But maybe to get off of a hook or something like that, I might do it every once in a blue moon. I might do it a couple times a year. That's it. I'm just going to watch this one because I think I might be able to get it at 3. And
okay, yeah,
listen, this is a good strategy thing too, because I don't have all my eggs in one basket. I'm DraftKings is who I use mostly, but I got a couple other ones that are on here. So I can go over and look and see where the lines are on some of the other ones. Every once in a while, they'll move somewhere and not somewhere else. If I can get that extra half point somewhere, I'm going to take it.
Nice.
So I think you were alluding to the Dolphins Chiefs game not being as spicy, huh?
No. Dolphins are a ER unit right now. It is things are piling up for them. They put this game on Peacock because they NBC won the draft, I guess. So they're gonna bring all the Swifties to their streaming site. Casey, the weather in Kansas City and across the Midwest right now is going to be treacherous. Miami playing in weather. We've seen this story before. We've seen how this ends. Tyreek Hill, he may be used to it because he played there before, obviously. So he's gonna get his welcome. But the rest of that team, Tua, they're built for speed.
Yeah.
And it's going to be snow, close to 30 miles per hour winds. I don't know, man. They have injuries on defense, the Miami Dolphins. I can't see it. I can't see it. It's that 4.5 That 4.5 looks secure. However, I can talk about the opposite side of this. We are talking about Kansas City here. Kansas City has been a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde, especially on offense. But so with that, I'm confident Kansas City can win this game. That's why I'm gonna take them on the money line instead.
Well, you know what? I like that play. I do like that play.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I will say, you did point out some of the shortcomings from the Dolphins, and you're 100% right. One thing I will say, they can run the ball pretty well, and I think Mostert could have played last week, and they sat him out.
Mm-hmm.
But if him and Jeff Wilson and those guys can, was it A-Chain?
A-Chain.
Yeah, A-Chain. If they can get it going, I mean, they might be able to keep it close. But I really, again, go back to some props here. What about Pacheco over 65.5?
Ooh, I like that one.
With the weather, I think they're going to need to lean on him. Long, hard look in the mirror. I know they tried to get things rolling in Kansas City like they're used to, getting Rashee Rice involved more, getting that passing game going. But I think at the end of the day, you got a Hall of Fame coach that's looking in the mirror and saying, okay, what's my best, recipe for success going into the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
Play stout defense, run the ball. Those are two things they've done real well. They've abandoned the run too quickly, I think some. I think here you're going to see them lean on it a little bit more, especially with this weather. Pound the rock.
Andy Reid, his favorite thing to do is run the ball, right? All right, so that's Saturday. That's Saturday. Let's shift to Sunday, man. So let's talk about it. We have the first game. Is that Dallas versus Green Bay?
No, the 1:00 game.
Yeah. It's
Steelers
Buffalo.
At Buffalo.
Yeah, let's talk about that. America's second favorite team, Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going up to see Buffalo. What did I just say about the weather?
Trash.
Now, that's not going to be a problem for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a hunkered down blue collar type of team, right? No Travis, not Travis, but TJ Watt. No TJ Watt. Their best player would not be there. Their best player by a country mile would not be playing in this playoff game. The line has moved drastically since that news was released. They are a 10-point dog going to Buffalo.
And as a 10-point dog, 82% of the money on Buffalo.
Yeah.
It ain't going down.
No one believes in them. No one believes in Pittsburgh.
If you want to bet the Buffalo Bills on this game, bet it now because it ain't going down.
No.
This could be 11 and a half points by kickoff, I think.
I can see that. Now the question is, how confident are you that Buffalo can cover that?
I have to feel like in order for them not to cover that, the Steelers have to turn, Josh Allen over twice. That's how I feel.
That's it.
He likes to do that.
Yeah.
He does like to do that. And listen, Alex Highsmith had a great year. It's not like they can't put some pressure defensively on without TJ Watt. I'd feel a lot more confident if he was there.
So in addition to Josh Allen doing the whiskey tango foxtrot out there all the time, you got James Cook also consistently putting the ball on the ground.
Butterfinger.
Buffalo will give you opportunities to beat them. That is what got Ken Dorsey fired. That is what's kept them from reaching their zenith in their championship window. They cannot play sound ball on offense. And on defense this season, they've had trouble tackling. So
kind of a big deal.
Very big deal. So I'm trying to make the argument for how can I take the plus 10 for Pittsburgh? I'm trying to, and I'm looking at it from a Buffalo standpoint. But then I remember Pittsburgh is putting all their hopes, their postseason hopes on a guy named Mason Rudolph, the red-nosed quarterback. I don't know. I don't like the argument for either side. I don't think we just saw their backup. Well, let me not say backup running back, Jaylen Warren, their second running back. We just saw him in a bad weather game against Baltimore. He looked completely neutralized, right? So you expect this game to also be bad weather. You expect them to give the ball to a lot more than Najee. Have them be physical, be a muddy the game up, right?
Muck it up. Yeah.
Najee has no explosive. He's not explosive at all. It's going to be a sloppy game from an offensive standpoint for Pittsburgh. I expect it. Just like I just saw the last game when they were playing Baltimore. George Pickens didn't get a single target. Not a one. I can't, in good faith, take Pittsburgh plus 10. And there's arguments to not take Buffalo at 10. So, call me chicken polio if you want to. I'm taking Buffalo on money line.
What about the Steelers and the Texans at teaser? Bumping them to 16 and 8.5.
If you again, the argument still remains for Pittsburgh.
I like it if it goes 11. Like I said, if it gets to that 11.5, and you're at 17.5, I might be in on that.
I mean, I won't try to talk you out of it, but I just don't have a good feeling about that offense. I just don't.
You know, I look at the NFL, and I really feel like this year, despite health and stuff like that, when you look at it, you know, right now there's a bet out there you can take that's basically straight up heads up. You can take the Ravens or the 49ers to win the championship, or you can take the field. And I think it's with good cause, and I think the Ravens have really kind of pulled away farther ahead than anybody else as far as a favorite here. I think the rest of these teams, I'm almost blankly looking at taking unders, because I think we're going to see some upsets. I think we're going to see some close games. I feel like these unders are definitely giving me some value, or these underdogs, excuse me. And these unders, 50 plus points in two different, games. I get those are indoor games and they're not in the weathers, but you don't see a lot of that in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit weird, but that's a little bit of a tease into these NFC games that we got coming up next. But we're going to take a quick break. We appreciate you guys listening. Right now is a good time. Hit that like, subscribe, share us with a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend. Come get all your football breakdown for your bets over here at Pay Dirt. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, football fans. We've broke down the AFC games. Now it's time to get into the NFC. And what a better place to start than your favorite team to talk about, Pay. The Green Bay Packers are going to go to Dallas to play the Cowboys. The Cowboys are favored by 7.5 right now, and over under 50.5, with 80% of the money starting off on them boys. What's your takes on this game?
The Packers are the youngest team in the NFL. What good is youth for you in the playoffs? What good does youth do? For all the negativity that the Cowboys get about their tank, about their choking in the playoffs, one thing they have experience. They know this stage, and they've been playing at home. Dak has been in the playoffs his whole career, basically. CeeDee Lamb knows this stage. DeMarcus Lawrence, all of them, the whole team. Packers have never been here. Packers are not just a young team. They're coming with a pass defense that's very vulnerable. Forget what you saw against the Chicago Bears, but they're not a very good team. They are extremely easy to catch. They are not very explosive. They're not very adept going over the top. This is tailor-made for the Cowboys to run away with this game. I have no compunction that Dallas can can cover that 7.5. None.
Well, this was one I've been completely up in the air on. I've been pretty down on the Packers most of the season. But then I look at the numbers. What I see with my eye test doesn't relate to what I see in the numbers of Jordan Love in the second half of the season. I saw him throw up some ducks. I saw him throw up some prayers that got answered. But I've also seen him throw some dimes now. Don't get me wrong. He's definitely got some talent. But you might be swaying me on this one. I to be continued for me. I'm going to watch what this line does and try to... It's hard for me to trust Dak after the first of the year. History tells me it's not a good idea. But you might be right. This might be some home cooking that he needs. You know, he might be staying at home, getting some, hearty soup or something or whatever that is that he does those commercials for or did. Campbell's Chucky. There it is. 50.5 points. Do you think they get there though? On an over-under? We got R2D2 in the building. Technical difficulties. I mean, if you're going to see him get there, you got to think the Cowboys are going to get 35 of it?
I think the Cowboys can get 38 points.
38 points. So then you still got to get 24 from the Packers, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's pretty rich.
Is it? Yeah.
I might like that under.
No, it's 50.5, right? So
Yep.
if I think, like I said, I think the Cowboys can get close to 40 of that by themselves. So if Green Bay can get close to 20,
38-17 kind of. Yeah, 30. Okay. Yeah. I guess 38-14 would still work. 38's a lot.
it is, but I feel like their offense is set for that. And against this opponent, I don't feel like it's going to be. I don't see the resistance. You know what I mean? If they're at home, they're not playing above their head. They're not playing a team that's going to offer them much in the way of a stop on defense. I think 38 is light, should be light for Dallas.
And it could be trying to make a statement.
There could be that too. And don't forget, I'm glad you brought that up. This is like a revenge game for Dallas.
Yeah. For
Mike McCarthy's playing his old team.
Or McCarthy. Oh, geez. I went way back in the radar there. Yeah. So you got McCarthy playing his old team. You've got some of that chatter that's been in the news with, Jerry and asking him if McCarthy's safe. And, we're happy with where he's at right now, but we're going to take it game by game. Like,
yeah,
Jerry's always got to be doing too much.
So I teased that I was going to parlay a Sunday game with a Saturday game. This is the game. I'm confident in this one. I got Dallas 7.5. I'm putting that with Houston.
All right.
Try to win that money, and I'm parlay the 2 AFC games that we already talked about. Those 2 on the money line. Put those 2 together, and I'm gonna go with you on the under 36. Put those 3 together. I got 2 parlays for the weekend so far.
And then we go to Detroit. We talk about a revenge game.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Sean McVay coming into town sporting his Matthew Stafford and their Super Bowl rings to play against his old quarterback in Jared Goff in Detroit. Detroit favored in this one by 3 points. Here's an over-under for you, 51.5. Oh man, I have a hard time with this one. It's very close with how, the money is getting put on this one. I do have a soft spot in my heart for the Lions. They've always been kind of my second team, my NFC team. Yada, yada, yada. That said, man, these Rams look good. Lions, I think, have some weaknesses on defense. And again, you start talking about, the Dallas Cowboys and the experience they have. I mean, here's where the experience of Matt Stafford, Aaron Donald, Cooper Kupp, like that starts getting pretty thick. I'm kind of leaning Rams this way, and I don't want to, but that's where my wallet's going to the Rams. My heart's going to the Lions. What's your thoughts on it?
This one is the toughest game to call this weekend. I think this is going to be a shootout. It's got the makings for it. That 51.5 looks in danger. And watch it go under just because I'm saying it. But I agree. Aaron Glenn's defense is vulnerable. Just as much as they are the Rams defense. They're not always up to snuff as well. Don't forget, the Pittsburgh Steelers went into LA and hung 4 touchdowns on that Rams defense. Mm-hmm. They are not, they're not undefeated. I mean, they're not invincible. They may have Aaron Donald, but after that, it's easy pickings. I don't see either offense struggling whatsoever. No, Kyron Williams is a rocket.
Yeah. Look at the pass yards on this. On the prop bets, Jared Goff over 257.5. Matt Stafford over 275.5. Yeah. I'm on Ross St. Brown, 87.5. You're probably not going to have Sam Laporta. Cooper Kupp over 69.5. Man, there's Josh Reynolds at over 29.5 for the Lions on a prop bet with no Sam Laporta. I kind of like that one. Puka Nacua over 77.5. Like these guys are going to put up some numbers, some points. You're looking at Kyron Williams at 83.5 yards rushing. These prop bets are high.
Yes, they are. And I don't have a good reason to tell you not to go all in on the overs, man. It's tailor made, but you know how it is. You know how playoff season is. It's something crazy happens every time.
Yes, but I don't think these are two coaches. I don't think play with their underwear tight or fear or whatever. Like see, like these guys are both guys that are going to go for it on fourth down. Dan Campbell might go for it on 4th and 6 from his own 35. Who knows, man? That guy does whatever he wants. I kind of like the over. I kind of like some of these. Like, I think Reynolds is a really good bet to get over 30 yards. I think Kyron Williams is probably going to hang 100 on him. I like some of these bets, man. Matt Stafford 275. So points. We're just rooting for points and overs in here. And by the way, that's good for the soul sometimes. I bet so many unders this year. Oh, I need this. Iowa is not playing this year. This week. I need to take the Lions and Rams over. I feel like that. I feel like I need that in my life. So Sunday night. No, Monday night.
Monday night. The worst game of the weekend.
The Eagles go to Tampa and play the Bucs.
Gross.
The Eagles are favored by 3 points. Over under 44. And the betting is it's 55-45 right now on the Eagles, so it's pretty close. And both of these quarterbacks are beat up.
Yes.
So which
Let me ask you this. What argument do you have to take Philadelphia anything against anybody? What have they shown you in the last 2 months that makes you confident that they can win A, cover 3 points, and B, win a game?
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot.
That defensive backfield for them has looked pretty bad.
Yeah.
And the one thing I know about Baker Mayfield is he'll throw the ball downfield. Godwin, Evans, and those boys, like he will sling it down there. He's not afraid to throw the long ball. So I don't know, man. I'm going to avoid this with a 10-foot pole. I might put a unit on it. I might take the Bucs and put a unit on it, just for shiggles. If I get to that Monday night and I'm ahead for the weekend, I might throw a little thing.
That's my goal too. Hopefully I'm ahead and I say, you know what? I'm leaning Tampa. Let's go.
Let's give me a reason to watch this game.
Yes.
All right. So we both like the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you talked me into the Cowboys. I really like the Njoku. I really like the Njoku over 54 and a half. I really like Reynolds in the Lions game over 29 and a half. I like Pacheco over 65 and a half. That's a lot of overs for me. I want to keep an eye on the Steelers-Bills game. I think if it goes to 11 and a half, I might have to. But there's some other things I'm going to keep an eye on. And I'm not betting this Texans game until I absolutely have to. Because I think I might get 3 or 3.5. I want 3. Give me 3. I'll feel better about it.
Your money. You got to do what you got to do, B.
This is a weird week. I got more prop bets. I got more prop bets than I do solid bets. Who do you like other than the Texans and the Cowboys?
Kansas City, Buffalo to win. I like the under.
On the money line, right? Yeah.
Right. I like the under for the Buffalo Pittsburgh game, under 36.
That's the Pittsburgh Hawkeyes rule. You just blindly bet it for one unit. Got it?
Yep. And because I said I will pick the other two games. I'll take Detroit and I'll take Tampa Bay.
I'm gonna take, because I said I would too. I'm just gonna take the Cowboys are the one favorite I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take all underdogs there. I'm gonna take the Texans, the Dolphins. I'm gonna take the Steelers. I'm gonna take the Rams. I'm gonna take the Bucs.
Nice.
The Packers are the only underdog I'm not gonna take. Now, I've already told you what my favorite bets are, but we did say we would pick them all. That's who I would pick if I had to pick them all. My favorite bet: Texans, Cowboys, Njoku, Reynolds, and Pacheco overs on those prop bets. Those are my favorites. I can't wait.
Let's do it.
I can't wait to see your parlays. You had a couple of good ones last week, my man.
I did. I put a couple of them good ones together.
That's a key too. We don't talk about often enough. It's not only, when you're dabbling in parlays, it's not only picking winners, but it's about putting the right ones together with a little bow on them sometimes.
Yes. I can tell you, I got a lot of 4-5 leg parlays that the four of them hit. It's how do you? It's secret sauce. You know, you're in the kitchen. You understand?
Yep.
It's a lot of cooking.
And listen, and sometimes this was a big thing. And when I was in the restaurant business, we used to always, tell our chefs, don't over chef it. Sometimes 4 ingredients, a lot better than 10 ingredients. It doesn't have to be the 11 herbs and spices. Sometimes 4 of them are perfect. So you got to find the right ones, right? You got to put them together. So it's a big hit.
That's exactly right.
But hey, it's been a long season. I'm going in right now about 62 units up for the year. We're going to keep betting the way we've been betting. I'm not getting carried away. I'm not trying to double up, triple up, because the playoffs are here and I want a big push. As a matter of fact, this is something I rarely discuss. I don't really even take this money out. This money really doesn't come out. It just gets moved around. I'm not trying to make, this is my fun. This is my investment in fun for the year. I'm not really trying to win a new 85-inch TV. I'm trying to enjoy this and just keep stacking chips in it. And then you just start looking at them as chips and units and stuff. And next thing you know, you're like, oh, I got too much in there. Now I got to take some of it out. That's where I want to get to. I want to get to a point where I got to take some of it out, because if not, then I got to change the way I bet.
Right.
That's the feeling I want. Not that I need to more than want to take that money out. So that's where I'm trying to get. So we gotta keep on this for these last couple of weeks and get me there. That's where you gotta get me.
I'm with it, man. I don't do that. I take the money out. I keep my initial investment, and whatever I win, you know what? Come home to daddy.
Yeah, you take the white meat.
Yes.
Take the white meat. That's right. I like it. All right. Well, hey, we would thank you guys again for rocking with us every week here on Pay Dirt. I can't say enough about the people who've been tuning in, listening to us. Please subscribe, share those. We've had quite a few testimonials too. We appreciate those testimonials. Share those with us. We appreciate you rocking with us. And I think we're getting to the point. Hopefully next year we keep building this thing up. You'll see some fun merch out there with some Pay Dirt logos. I'm about ready for something with the Pay Dirt logo on. You see I got the homies in the background now.
I see the flag, man. I'm a big flag guy.
Yeah. So we're getting there. We're getting there. We need pay dirt next. That might be pretty funky on a flag too. But hey, we appreciate you rocking with us. Again, share, like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and join us again next week when we hit pay dirt.